So a little roundup of a good chunk of the other things I picked up on Blu-ray this month. Not everything, but just the ones that might be of interest. I replaced my X-Men Blu-ray with the X-Men Steelbook. It's a nice little package. I picked up, sick of waiting for the Cyborg Director's Cut to finally get Blu-ray released. Doesn't look like it's ever going to happen. You used to be able to get it from the director's website. It has about 3 minutes more of violence in it and a different score and a few other changes. But I can't even see you can get it from, I don't even think you can get it from the director's website anymore. I think he was bootlegging them out there. So I just picked up this super cheap. It was like $8. And another thing, I picked this up for $9.95. Which is unbelievably cheap for a steelbook, so that's why I decided to sell the one I had and the regular release of it and get the steelbook. Another one I picked up real cheap is for $6 in the bargain bins is Flash Gordon. Looks beautiful on Blu-ray. I popped this in. I should have mentioned that the Cyborg looks particularly good on Blu-ray, surprisingly good for a B-movie, sort of forgotten B-movie of its type. And this looks absolutely fabulous. But it's a very colourful film, and the colours are really shining. This one, unlike Cyborg, this one does have some special features. It has an audio commentary by director Mike Hodges, and has an introduction to that audio commentary by Mike Hodges, and an interview with Mike Hodges. So it's a Mike Hodges fest there. I'm not sure if there's more features on the overseas ones, but for $6, I wouldn't have picked this up for any more than that. But for $6, it's worth checking out. This is another one I picked up cheap for $5.25. Al Pacino's Dog Day Afternoon. I'd pay a lot more for it than that. It's a fabulous film, and this Blu-ray was stunningly good. Another great timeless 70s classic. Here's one that didn't get the best reviews on Blu-ray, but it was made on the cheap, and that's a film I really enjoyed. The time travel film, Safety Not Guaranteed. I thought this was the better time travel film of the year. Better than a Looper. Very different from that, of course, like an indie quirky dramedy. Has a couple of special features, the movie making mission and the ad behind the movie. It's pretty cool. It has Aubrey Plaza and the guy from New Girl there. It's based on an ad that was placed in the paper. It says, "Wanted someone to go back in time with me. This is not a joke. You'll get paid after we get back. Must bring your own weapons. I have done this once before. Safety not guaranteed." So it's a pretty cool little thing. A little film that I think really people should check out. Finally, I got this because it was super cheap. Also, it's the extended trilogy of the Swedish Girl with Dragon Tattoo. I got this for like £12, which is so much cheaper than you can get it anywhere else. I was a big fan of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the first one, but I really didn't like either of the sequels, The Girl Who Played with Fire or The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. But to go back with a little bit of the history of how these were originally made and released, The Girl with Dragon Tattoo was originally made, all three of them were originally made as like a TV miniseries with each being 2 parts long, but The Girl with Dragon Tattoo was always going to be released theatrically. But because it was such a big surprise hit, the cut down version that was released theatrically, they ended up cutting down the other 2 miniseries versions and releasing them theatrically. And I think they probably really suffer for it. They were directed by someone different than the first one, and they don't hold a candle to the first one, but I'll be interested in seeing how the extended versions of all 3 really round out the story, and more in particular, how they improve the second part and third part, which I really did not care for. I'll just show you this set here. It's just basically an open with a bonus disc with all the bonus materials for the 3 films on a DVD. And you get the covers of all the movies there. So I thought it was worth picking up because it was about the price, or even a cheap price for buying the one film I do like in the series alone, and getting to check out the extended versions of all 3. So because that's the miniseries version, I just popped that in the TV shelf of my collection. Oh, which reminds me, I also picked up the American version this month, which I didn't like. I didn't like this as much as, oh, it's got the see, it's got a cheap code on it to decode. I believe it was like $10. I got this for incredibly cheap. I didn't like this as much as the Swedish version, but it was beautifully made. I just didn't like them. You know, they're supposed to be speaking Swedish and they're speaking English and they're doing it in all different crazy accents. Some of them putting on Swedish accents, some of them speaking English or even American accents, and it just seemed really weird, especially when they were talking to characters from other languages and they're all just speaking English. Didn't really make any sense to me. Not in the modern era. They, you know, if they wanted to speak in English, they could have transposed the whole story to like New England or something in America, or a part of England. Making a remake of such a popular recent film that got you know, a large viewership internationally didn't seem to make too much sense. But David Fincher is a good director, and this came with a lot of cool special features into his directorial process, and it is a nicely made film, and Rooney Mara did a really good job. So picked it up cheap, so now I have about all you can get really, other than the short versions of this, which I would only like the short version of the first one, knowing that I don't like the short version of the next two. Okay, so that's everything that I'm going to show you. I've got a few other items, not important, things that have been out for ages or what have you. Thanks for watching.